What's happening, people? All right, it's Thursday, the 19th. I'm on it. It's 8 o'clock. I'm about to get on my morning call, morning meetup. 100 entrepreneurs gathering daily to talk strategy and joints. So I got my coffee. Gonna do that, and then after the morning call, headed into the city. Well, not Philadelphia, the city, not New York City or Tokyo or anything like that. Anyway, time to get it going. I'm gonna get it going, and then we'll chat a little bit about. Oh, I got a session. We got a session. We'll record the session. We got the new concept, the People's Office. It's like it's really like Kinko's, but a digital version where, it's like business services, but digital. So we're gonna hook you up with the AI and all that strategy and stuff. Anyway, we got a client call. I won't call it. I hate client call. I don't like calling it client calls. I'm not gonna call it that. Anyway, we got a session today, so you'll sit in on the session, and then I'll air the session because I record the session and post it. Anyway, busy day. All right, keep up. Let's get to it. Let's get on the GRZY.
I'm on the GRZY. I'm on the GRZY. I'm on the GRZY. I'm on the GRZY. Yeah. I'm on the GRZY. Yeah. I'm on the GRZY. All day I'm on the GRZY. Yeah. I'm on the GRZY. Yeah. I'm on the GRZY. I'm on the GRZY. Yeah. Eyes red, heart still holy. Yeah. Hands dirty, but the prayer stay low. Mama said, boy, let the work prove. So I grind to the grave. That's the world view. Rent due. Stress in my rib cage. Still I step through storms like a new stage. Been broke, been bent, never broke down. Turn pain into flame, that's a new crown. I'm on the GRZY. All day I'm on the GRZY. No sleep, I'm on the GRZY. Yeah, I'm on the GRZY.
All right, it's 12:53 in the afternoon. Had my lunch, and I am about to get on a call. I got a session with Chef Harry, Breaking Bread. He's got a book, D.E.T.O.X strategy, health, spiritual wellness. We're going to do a session to talk about it. And then I made some plans, some docs, to figure out strategically what the next steps should look like and all those things. So I'm going to record it. You'll see it. Boom, boom, boom. And this will be our first session for the People's Office. This is we'll be doing open hours. So the concept is the People's Office. It's almost like Kinko's, but modern with AI and automation services. So you can come in. There'll eventually be a physical location, but right now it's just online. And we do business services, specifically like automation, AI sort of solutions. And we do open hours on weekdays, and then or office hours, because it's called the People's Office. Office hours. So yeah, we got an office hour session at 1 o'clock. I'm going to record it. Should be 30 minutes. I bet you it's gonna go an hour. We can walk through. We'll do a setup. You'll see. You'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm getting my windows sorted out, and see you in a minute. What's happening? Whoops. Let me see. What's happening? Testing. What's going on? Can you hear me? All right. All right. Boom. All right. I'm gonna. Is it okay if I record this? All right, cool, cool. So yeah, because you were asking that question, and then, so yeah, so obviously you've got Zoom. On the bottom, there's like, you can do a couple of things. So on the bottom, all the way at the right, there's that circle that has the more thing, and there's three dots inside. In that is where like all the goodies are. Like you can record. That's that button that says record. I'm gonna hit it now, and then you can, also live stream. So you could live stream to YouTube or Facebook from here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
say for instance, so here's the deal, and so here's the deal. What people do is a lot of times, and I'll probably do this. When you do a challenge, let's say you do a challenge, you got the people. Let's say you got the two tiers. Let's say you've got the $49 tier, and then you've got the 150 or 97 or whatever. Basically, it's
Right.
like one level. So a lot of times, what they do is, if you're on the, let's say you're on the $47 tier, you join a Facebook group. That Facebook group, you come into Zoom and you broadcast live from Zoom to the people in
Mm.
that Facebook group so they can see it and they
Oh
can
wow.
chat with you.
Right.
But then the people on, let's say, the $150 tier come right into the Zoom, and they get to chat with you in real time. They get to be on video, all those things. But then the people in Facebook, they just see the broadcast. So you would do it in
Okay.
Zoom and then broadcast out to Facebook. So yeah, those are the two things
Okay then.
people usually do from Zoom.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
So let
I'm
me
kind of playing with it now. Try looking at what's in there, caption, and then look. So if we record it, can I take some of the recordings and upload it to like a buffer, and it'll take the cap clips and do what it's gonna do with it?
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Or
yeah. So what I
capture it.
did is I'm recording now. I'm going to I set it to record to the cloud. So when it records to the cloud, I'll just send you a link and you can download it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm looking at the framework you sent me too.
Yeah, let's walk through that. I'm gonna share my screen
Okay, cool.
because I'll I basically put it together just to kind of capture some thoughts. So um let me, because I got it on my
Did you
computer.
order the book yet?
I didn't know that I'm gonna
I'm gonna cause I'm just telling you cause
listen.
once you
I'm all
once you
right.
get it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. So I'm just putting it out there because I'm looking at this, just looking at it. I'm like, okay,
So let me walk you through the thoughts.
okay,
What it is. I'm gonna share my screen. You see my screen?
yep,
All right. So Three things. So basically, I put together a brand profile. That piece is more for me than it is for you. Just so I went through all of your stuff and put it all like the details in one place, just so I can kind of like have a profile or a picture of like what's happening, what you're doing, all in one spot. So that's really what that is. It's mainly for me, my information, so I can wrap my head around the whole scope of what you're doing.
Okay.
And then there's two pieces. So this piece, um, so this piece is really like capturing like from where you are to get to where you want to be. Let's assume your objective is to be like, you know, high six figure, maybe seven figure business. Let's say to get you to the point where 2027, let's call it 300. Let's call it 300. Let's say you're bringing in 300, a nice solid 300, nice margin, that sort of thing. What I'm thinking high level is it would probably take you 6 months to build the things, build the lead capture system, build the things. Like just get your brand out there, be present, and have like an engine that can scale and sustain that sort of thing. So
Okay.
that sort of 6 month strategy plan is really like the brass tacks of the steps to get there. But let's take a look at this, which is almost like a SWOT analysis. You're familiar with a SWOT analysis?
No.
So SWOT analysis is like, let's say whether sometimes people apply it to people, sometimes you apply it to teams, or you apply it to companies. But say you have a brand or a company, and you want to figure out how to grow that brand. You would do a SWOT analysis, and it's four categories. It's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you figure
Mm,
out what that person's strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what the opportunities for the brand is, and what the threats are, like what's going to get you. So looking at that, looking at what you're doing, I have some thoughts and then a framework that can get you to a manageable like infrastructure to be able to run a business. There's some things that are probably, but anyway, I'm gonna walk through it and then we'll chat about it.
okay.
So this is again basic background. I think I think two things. So I think two things. I think number one, I think you did a really good job in terms of your public relations and like what you're doing in the marketplace. Whether it is, you probably did some, what do you call it, like the PR releases, press releases or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see. So those things are really good at just getting your name presence out there. So
Hmm.
I can see you did that. That shows. That's dope. I like the fact that you got the book as an asset, the two different price points. That is dope. Um, Looking at the whole strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Your brand story is dope. Just like where you're coming from, like it's a perfect package. Like not that it is a package, like it's genuine, but it is crystal, it is clear, it is focused, and it makes sense. All of it makes sense from the health aspect. Everything makes sense. So that is dope. So in terms of a personal brand, you've got a really solid one. Um, the opportunity, leaning into the whole faith-based piece, like
Hmm.
that is really I think it's timely and it's needed. I think all those things, and you've got a nice like framework already. You've got a nice package already. So oh, the weaknesses.
I like to, and I'm ready for them because that's what's how to eliminate those. I already kind of, and I'm super excited about tackling these negatives and what's not done all of that, because I know those are the things that are keeping me away from a
The
smooth
success.
road. Yes.
So,
Yes. So
so,
I'm excited to tackle those.
yeah, so it's like right now you got a car, but no wheels. Your wheel
Yeah.
like somebody jacked your wheels and your car
Yes.
is just flat.
Yes.
So even though the um the email thing, it might seem like a small thing, but the reality is it's like everything. Like it's like
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Um really like the first step is getting that whatever it is. Somebody should come to your site. You should be able to get that lead for free. Right now, you can't, there's nowhere for somebody to grab on. They get a book, but you should be able to draw them in when they get to your site, like whatever that CTA is for a free thing for them to put in their email and start to engage. Right now, you got the book thing, but there's no entry points.
Okay.
So lead gen, whatever it is, like a free tool. Yeah. So the whole website, you'll want to do, you'll want to redo your website. So
Thank you.
where,
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Look, I saw look, oh my God, God is so amazing. Literally today, I just because Sparkle Bailey hosted MMU this morning, right? Were you on
oh,
there
dope.
today?
You know what? I was trying to get on there, and
Okay.
the button didn't say join. Like usually it says
Yes, the
join.
link. Yes. So in the
Yeah,
comments, somebody sent the link in the comments saying, "Hey, go to this link," and
yeah. So
because I
I
couldn't get
didn't.
into late. So guess what they did, Mickey?
What?
Remember what we were talking about on our last meeting about how the women had did this All Women's Day and they dedicated that whole day to the women?
Yeah.
Well, today Sparkle Bailey did it for the men. I know. I know. Look, I was like, "Are you gotta be kidding me?" So she was celebrating the men and having all the men come up and talk about MMU, what it meant to them, what did they get out of it, and like kind of what we're doing going forward. And I was like, oh my God. I was literally just talking to Mickey about this last week. Like literally. And she came on and she had and I had to come up and say something. So um all the men entrepreneurs came up and started talking, man. It was amazing. And I came up there and I said something definitely. And I definitely put your name out there as one of the guys that I'm connecting with. And then it was just amazing to hear her do it. And she hosted it beautifully. When I say she killed it, beautifully, I had to give her flowers like, sister, thank you. We needed that. And
That is
so,
awesome.
yes, it was. So I'm like, man, I thought you was on there too. But
No, I couldn't get in the link. It said it's whatever. It was like gray. It wasn't
it was
active.
great.
So
Mine too. I hadn't got in
yeah,
it. Like I was like 30 minutes late in there trying to get in there.
yeah. So I just decided, just take it easy. I guess
Yes, but
I'm into for today. But that is dope. So here's the thing. So here's what I want to do. I want to redo your website, no cost, but I want to document the process and all the things and use you as a case study. But if you would you trust me to do that for you?
you said, would I trust you?
Yeah, 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 yeah. With your brand,
Yes.
some people they want to guard their brand.
No. Yeah, bro. Like you see the vision. You believe in me. That I can't. I can't. Just give me a second, bro. Like
I appreciate it.
I got people that like know me for years and don't believe in what I got going on right now. And we are talking as men, not in a ain't even grow up with each other, ain't not in the same region. Not you're in the East Coast, I'm in the Midwest, and Mickey, you believe in me. You believe in my product. You believe in my mission. And I prayed on this. Like I prayed God for this. So I'm being obedient, and I just always wanted to guard this thing that I've created that God allowed me to put in my hand. And this is God's work right here. So I know when you said, "Do I trust you?" You probably want to ask, "Does God trust you with it?" And I and
Oh,
I'm
for
so
sure.
I'm
For sure.
so
Yeah.
I'm so honored that you would even, bro. Look what you've done for me already. Like I don't have the words, so I am being obedient. And I know this is what I got. And in my last men's meeting, they always said to learn how to receive. Learn how to receive the blessings that come to you, because it's always about people saying you got to be the giver. You're giving, you got to know how to give, but you have to know how to receive when God gives you something. And so, bro, say less.
Cool. 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 So I'm gonna hook you up. I already see, like I see it, Um, and then I'm gonna integrate some tools. So like, and over the next couple, and what we do and how I framed it when we started, like 6 months, we'll just like week by week, small thing by small thing. Um, I think it'll take us like a couple of weeks working through the plan and the framework and the smaller details, and then I think once we have a couple of things aligned, you'll start to see the progress go rapidly. Um, so over the weeks, we'll work on what sort of tool, but I think this is really prime for, I think it's a prime for some sort of assessment tool. So basically, let's say somebody goes to your website, it's like, boom, it's just a sample question of like, find out, how to detox or whatever. And they click and
Hmm.
maybe they do an assessment tool because they're going to have their own thing that what they want it for, how it applies to them.
Yes.
So if they could do like a little 3, 4, or 5 clicks of like, what does it mean for you or something like that. So by the time that lead comes to you, you already have an idea of what your audience wants. So you're starting to make informed next steps, informed marketing, informed communications, that sort of thing.
Yes.
So I think that's one thing we work on. And then the threats part, just I think personal development is always very saturated. I think how you combat that is what you're doing with the very defined like brand, just very defined like target market. So I think that's dope. Um, there's one other thing. It's not on this, but here's one thing that I think. Here's one thing, and you know what? I'm just gonna jump around. Um, this is what I think. So here, there should be just be three areas of people you mess with. You just do it 3 ways, and maybe a fourth way. But for right now, for the start,
Okay.
either they come and it's somebody who is struck by your message, but they don't have no money, or maybe they don't trust you yet, or maybe like whatever. They come, they do the tool. You get to learn about them, and then you do some sort of sequence like 5. Like so, typically, it's like, oh, whatever. Like, this is how you're detoxing, what you should do, or whatever. Like, but just 5 emails. So you show up in their inbox like 5 times over the next like 3 weeks. So they don't always like want to buy right now. Maybe it might be next week. Maybe it might be when their paycheck comes in. Then they buys, but you should be in their inbox so they see you and you're present. The next, you still with me? Or you frozen?
Okay.
You there?
No, I'm with you. Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm.
All right.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
All right, cool. Um, the next is a book and a keynote speech. So, like, if you were to do a TEDx, like, what's your TEDx? Like, keynote, maybe 30, 45-minute speech, and a book. You can start out however you want to hit the ground running, do your men's group at your church or do somewhere.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that'd be a perfect way to start. Like, however you want to do it, video it, even if it's just with your iPhone. You do in your 45-minute or 30-minute keynote, like boom, boom, boom. And then what that package would be like is like book sales and speaking. Like I come, I'm talking to you for 45 minutes. Typically, typically small people can pay you like 2, 3 grand on average. Like I used to run corporate events. We used to pay on average 6 grand. Like I was our standard 6 grand. Somebody come and speak, and it was just like 6 grand. We didn't necessarily buy books. Some people buy like I'm gonna buy 100 books, and then you come speak or whatever. However
Right.
they do it, but and matter of fact, like typically once you're going, typically people can do like one a month. That's typically like people have one a month at whatever it is. And if you're starting to top out, and that's people that's not even grinding one a month. That's that those
Right.
they're not even like they just like, oh, I get paid, maybe I get paid, 20,000 or whatever. The one woman I know, she gets paid lots more than that. She gets paid 75. I don't even know how she gets paid 75,000 a
A month?
speech. A speech.
A speech? Oh, is
She
that
pays
Sonia?
No, her name is Francine Parham. Francine
Wow,
Parham. But she get but
that's
and so
amazing.
she only speaks once a month. So she's like, I only do it. She's like, I'm good. I keep telling her like, I'll be doing that every day.
Man, I mean at least 4 times a month, twice a month. Come on, give me two.
But yeah,
But
she's older. She's like, this is all I want. Like she might be like 60 years old. She might be 60, but she's
wow,
like, but anyway, either way, so when we're talking about that 300, whatever that is, we'll just, is that a good number in your head?
300
Okay.
a month.
Not necessarily a month, per annum. So realistically thinking, and just thinking about it, like between books and like workshops,
Hmm.
is that a fair, like when you think about, let's say, when you're looking at, because what I'm looking at is building this over the course of Q3 and Q4 in 2026. So it's ramping up. So by the time you hit like November, December, that's going to be your peak opportunity for like new year, new you
Yes,
business. And
yes.
so,
Which
and so,
everybody is starting over, cleaning out, and out. That is so pivotal time for me. Yes.
so, so the ideal, what I'm thinking is, so what I'm thinking is, there'll be two. What I'm thinking is two like hot spots for you that you're driving towards. One would be New Year, New You, and then the other one would be like around now, specifically targeting uh, churches and Lent because all the churches fast for Lent, and that
Yeah.
is so that is so your 40-day boot camp like that is
Hmm.
so 40-day. I don't My advice would be not to do the 40 days all the time, like as a standard. I wouldn't open that up. I wouldn't offer that. I
Right.
would focus on the things that just are high yield, hit and quit. Like you don't need to do something for 40 days to get paid. You need to get paid like in a weekend, and by the end of that weekend, whatever that nugget is in your bank account.
Right.
You don't need to chase. I wouldn't necessarily chase. I wouldn't chase anything 40-day until next year, Lent. I would focus on this one, two, three,
Hmm.
and go into the new year with this one, two, three,
Okay.
and work that until it's like a machine.
Yes.
But
Yes.
going back to the so what are your income expectations? How does that? Well, I guess yeah. What are you doing now? What do you expect to do? What's your deal?
Okay. So, I've always had a goal to at least, and people might think it's little, but like me working my job, I've always thought of like if I gotta walk away from this thing, I know what I need. I need at least 5 times what I'm making at my job to leave,
So
right?
what is that number?
So I'm at like fi- 55 to 60,000 a year at work,
So
and that's not even taking home nothing.
gotcha. So let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way, and let's start to think around. So let's look at it this way. If you're driving, the round number in my head would be to drive to, I think 300 would be a good year for you, 2027. I think this sort of business where it is, where it's primarily just like books and like workshops and things, if you did a business where you did 300 next year, and we'll over the next couple of weeks we'll think this out,
Hmm.
because I do operations as well, like that's my deal. um it feels, and we'll do numbers to justify this, but it feels like you should be able to do 300 with somewhere around, ideally would be like 75K operations cost. So that means you might be able to put 225 in your pocket. And what
Right.
you might want to do, and what let's assume you work just like what, a 9 to 5.
Yep. I have 4 days a week, and I get 1 day off out of the
All
week.
right, all right. And then you got kids.
They all grown. They done. They all
Oh,
college graduates.
oh
The
yeah.
last one, the last one graduates in May, out of Louisville. And yes,
All right,
I'm
so you're good. So you're good. So you know what you have time. So you've got time.
yes.
What I would do is assume in 2027, assume next year you just go keep your job. Let's say you just keep your job and you do that 300K top line, whether it be, between assistants or whatever. Let's say you do top line 300. Let's say it costs you, um, let's say it costs you 100 between assistants or whatever you need to do to make the business work. Let's assume, that. And then it should be that by the end of 2027, going into 2028, you have an operations model that makes sense. You have an audience that knows you, and you have like a year of experience and some planning to know how 2028 is going to look, or yeah, 2028 is going to look. And then you can decide Christmas or whatever that season is going into 2028. You can say, all right, well, I'm ready to, jump ship and just do this full time. You'll understand
Yeah.
whether it is that you have to, whether you have to make a hire or you have to get your own space or whatever. You'll have capital. So you may have like imagine that. Like you're going into 2028, you've got a team, you understand what it is. You got like, a couple hundred grand in the bank and you're ready to just boom, just ready to do it. Then you're ready to like jump out and do the 7 figure year or whatever. So I would look at it that way. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty much the the way I was thinking, but you have the specific of the general thoughts that I had. Yes.
Cool. So let's work on these one, two, three. Because I noticed on the site you had like longer ones, like the 40 day. Like there was like a 90 day. There was like a 90 day.
Yeah, there was a 40 day, and the 40 day was on purpose outside of just the 30 day because I felt like when people do something over the 30 day that they tend to develop a habit then because now they're like, all right, 30 days is over, now I can go back. No, we're going to kind of drive you over the 30 days because then it will become like you'll be like once you start like passing the 30 day, now you're like, all right, this is what I know, this is the starting the change of yourself, the
Well, you
development
know,
of
you
you.
know the significance, right, of the 40 days.
As far as biblically,
Yeah.
the 40, no, go give it to me specifically.
Oh man, that's what I thought you were talking about. So,
Yes.
um, and it's a recurrence of 40. Like so, right now when you do the Daniel fast, like Jesus went into the deserts for 40 days and 40 nights, and he
Yes.
fasted for 40 days and 40 nights
Yes.
in the desert, and then after the resurrection, he comes back and he spends 40 days with the disciples. The 40 days is what he spent with them
Oh my
after the
God.
resurrection.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, so I thought you had that 40 for that. Like that's 40. That's 40 days.
But again, it was that, but it was in my literal mind without locking in
Yeah,
on the specific word. You see how he locked it in for I kept saying that to myself. I said, no, not 30. I need 40. It's gotta be 40 days
because that
in
might
my
have been the
mind
God
because
inside.
40
Like
days, yes.
I was
You
kind
see how no, I can't make this up. You're witnessing this raw and uncut, like how this is happening, like for real, for real. Yes.
so
I'm gonna add that to a speech too, by the way.
yeah. So I
I'm gonna
think
write something on that.
I think the 40 days is special. I think you should only do it 2 times a year. I think you should do it only in the new year and then a second time in spring for Lent. I think because churches do it. Churches do what they call the Daniel fast. Um, and I think it can be an organizing tool that's valuable to you, not just to you, but valuable to the community. I think that being able to provide an organizing tool for the community around that objective is a valuable thing for churches and for the people. So I think tightening this core up to where you got this running like a machine, like you got this running like a machine. Eventually, like you got this running like a machine, like where you got like your speaking gigs mapped out. You know how you got your assistants who bring up the books or whatever. You got your photographer, your videographer that you work with for the video. Like getting that to where it's like a tight oil machine, and all right, boom, my average is 10 grand. I show up. It's gonna be like a day or a half a day, 10 grand. Maybe I pay two people, and maybe I pay out like. And let's think about that like that. Even let's think about as a round number, 30%. So let's say you show up, you do a gig, they do 10 grand, 30% is your team. Take 3 grand, that's your photographer, videographer, the assistant person who sells the books or whatever. So think about it like that. So keeping in mind, you're doing this while you're working. You're doing this while you're trying to build for the future. So you don't want to get bogged down in the details
Yeah.
now because you got bigger things. So getting to where
Mm-hmm.
these things happen like a well-oiled machine, like you know the setup, you know the things for the gig. Then on the 1 day workshop, let's say, and let's again keep those concepts of threes, right? So if it's a 1 day workshop, let's say for you it's actually 3 days of work, or maybe it's like 5 days of work because you've got to organize and all these things, get the materials. You'll need a team that does the setup or whatever, and then whatever day after breaking down or reporting or whatever. So figuring that out to where you know what that cost is, you know what's profitable, and you know how it works. Um, to where this in and of itself is a profitable business. Then the 40-day package, that's like cream on top. It's just like boom.
Man,
But getting this down to where it's fast, it's clean, it's not a headache, it's not overwhelming you. And that's the value. Like these things, this lead magnet, you do the right thing, you got the right thing on your website. Listen, people get like thousands of visits a month on their website and they're sending out thousands of emails. You could be sending out thousands of emails a month with no work. Like that's no work for you. That's not like going to a networking thing and I'm talking to 10 people and I'm coughing and people shaking my hand or whatever it is. You could get 10,000 leads but just sitting there watching basketball. So
right.
making these things work can be more valuable sometimes than the bigger things. Like if you did a 40-day thing, but you don't have no CRM, it's like, what do you do?
What am I doing? Right. Right.
So that I think is a focus. But then looking at looking at the progression over, let's say you do 6 months. And really in my head, I'm thinking, like I'm thinking 6 months starting in May. So let's say, this is March, we're just talking, we're plotting it out and thinking through the details. Let's say April, we figure out the details and really solidify things. And then I'm thinking by May, what I want to do is a cohort. Let's say, really, what I want to do is a cohort of 12 dudes at the same, point in their business building. Um, and we walk through, really, I think we walk through this framework
Okay.
until, week by week by week by week, we have like a cohort that's building together. So if we count from May to October, that's 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are good by October, that means you're in place right to take advantage of the marketplace, the holidays, the awareness, do something to drum up the brand. So you're already in inboxes for December, New Year, New
Yeah.
You, boom. And then you come out, you have the big sale, and then, yeah, so then actually, what, Lent starts in February.
In
So you would
February.
you'd be like a 1-2. It'd be like a 1-2. We'll have to figure that cadence out. We'll have to figure that cadence out because maybe New Year, New You is more like a 5 day boot camp that gets people sort of introduced into the brand, and then you can do the Lent, but you take the commitments in the New Year, New You. Like you do the 5 day boot camp, they sign up because if of course 5 days is good, then 40 days must be great. And then that gets you your 40-day thing almost like prepaid.
Mm.
It's almost have people thinking about it like they have a vacation, like like they have maybe and we'll talk about it more, but that might be like your high ticket offer. Like that might be your high ticket item, would be your Lent thing.
Mm.
But we'll talk about it more later. But this is basically 6 months kind of gets us there. And then this is just an idea because, of course, it's not like you're standing still over 6 months.
No.
You're, starting to get out there, you're selling books, you're doing these things. And so you're making money along the way to where by the end of it, hopefully you're seeing like 25K a month.
Mm.
So I will pause because I've been talking. Yeah, and these are just kind of like the immediate things. Like I'm gonna put together a page, and so this is what we'll do. So you got these documents, so it might take you some, read them and think about them and all the things. In the meantime, I'm gonna build a site, and then maybe next week we meet at the same time, and I
Yes.
show it to you, and we'll walk through it. And you can tell me what you think.
Okay. So then after that, is that when we get high level? We'll go high level.
Yeah. So let me So I've got an app. So I build like software. Um, so I've got an app. It's called Network.ai.
Hmm.
It's like Chat GPT, but specifically focused for business.
Okay.
Um, so this is the front end, but on the back end is a go high level is go high level basically. Um, so yes, I've got so it's a white label go high level. So I can set you up on this, and then yeah, it would manage. Are you familiar with the go high level?
I am familiar with it. I was working on it for really briefly with a real estate guy named Mr. William Roundtree. That was doing like off market properties, and I was kind of working with him. And then I was working his eye level, and I saw what it was, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. But I really didn't know all of the things until I got back on MMU and saw Clarissa doing it. And I'm like, oh snap. I need this because I collected like over 500 emails, which I still have on my G list that I needed to send out when the book launch was in October. I didn't do it correctly, but I was able to get the masses emails out, which I still have the emails. And so this young lady she overheard me talking about detox to somebody, and then she was like, "Man, my husband really needs that. What is that thing you was talking about?" I said, "Oh, it's just a book that I just wrote." She says, "No, my husband needs that," and I was hearing that you needed some help, and I was like, "Well, I kind of do." And she's like, "Well, I have high level. Have you ever heard of it?" I said, "I heard of it." She said, "I could put you on my account," and she was like a financial advisor, and I was like, "Well, I was dealing with some debt that I feel like I got to get rid of." And I was kind of straddling the fence on doing bankruptcy versus just kind of getting the money out, right? And to make it long, she had left me hanging with it, and I kind of contacted her over and over again about it. Um, and give me 1 second, Mick. I'm sorry. Hello,
No worries, take your time.
from Target. No, I'm good. I appreciate it. All right, that's fine. Okay, you can just go tell those for me. Okay. All right, bye. All right, I'm sorry. Um,
No
so
worries.
she never got back to me. And so I'm like, okay, so I again now I stopped at a brick wall because like it's like I sent her all my financials, I sent her all of my debt, um, and she never got back to me. So now I'm kind of on the fence today, like real close to doing it, but I was going to try to get in touch with Shay Willis on an MMU just to get a. I just needed a. My wife's like, just do it, just do bankruptcy. Don't worry about it. You know, I was like, man, I don't want that on my record. If I could pay the money back, I would. Because the individual that had got me funded did a scheme on me or whatever, but I ain't really tripping because it is what it is. And that's what made me feel like I had to clean up everything. So I'm in the moment of financial detox right now where like I need to make this decision. Do I do bankruptcy or do I just let all this stuff just get in my credit and then just do credit recovery? So I'm like, honestly, 80,000 in debt, right? About 80,000. But that's why she's like, just do bankruptcy and then you can rebuild your credit. And
So
so you tell me what you think.
here's what I think. Um, here's what I think. I think you're in a new season of your life. I think the numbers we just talked about hundreds of thousands of dollars that are coming your way. Like these are real. That's real. So I would not declare bankruptcy because the things that you can do with a clear record, once your brand is at a certain point, there's people that'll see your brand and say, "Listen, I'll give you $80,000." They'll see it. Like you don't have to have a tarnished record. Conversely, if you declared bankruptcy,
Right.
financial partners would look at that as a red flag. Like if
Yeah.
you got to October and you got a really big opportunity, and let's say you needed 100,000, 200,000 to take advantage of the opportunity. There's people that would give it to you, but maybe couldn't because of the red flag of the bankruptcy.
That's what I always felt like.
So I think specifically, if you were to say, man, I'm just gonna work at the post office and I'm just good. Like I don't want to do anything. I'm just gonna work my job and be me. I would say, yeah, go declare bankruptcy.
Right.
But I'm believing different for you. Like
Yes.
I remember one time, I'll tell you a story. It was a client, it was one of my first clients, and I remember she had this brand and I was helping her rebuild the brand, and she had financial troubles, and she was just coming out of recovery, and so she was coming out of financial recovery. And so I remember one day we were having lunch, and it was just when her business was getting back on their feet, and she was like breathing again, and she was like, "Yeah, it was a rough time," and she was like, "Yeah, man." She's like, "I was like 10 million down," and I was like, "What?" She was like, "I was $10 million in debt," and I was listening. My automatic thought was like, I was like, I was expecting her to say, "Yeah, I went bankrupt," but she was like, "It took me 3 years to pay it off," and I was like that changed my perception of like this is a. And she wasn't like super smart or super connected, but she knocked out 10 million. So don't underestimate.
Man.
I would say we're already looking at your future, and it makes that look small. It's gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be small. So that's what I feel. And I
Okay.
would do whatever you do. Here's what I would do. Can you? It's all. I'll get. I'll finish this, and we'll talk more. Call the people. Try to renegotiate. Try to buy yourself some time. Try to
Yes.
buy yourself some time.
Okay.
Try to renegotiate. Buy yourself some time. Everybody, whether it is My first thought is 100 days. Like I've been in yeah, I was actually I was in a similar situation with the IRS, like big. But I'll just call, communicate, call, buy yourself some time. And my testimony is sometimes the Lord moves things. Because here's my actual testimony. Because I was fighting it and it was on my list to um to knock out this year. And
Yeah, and it's on my list.
I remember it was like February. I was in the shower and I was like I wasn't making the progress that I wanted. I felt bad. This is in the morning. I was like feeling bad. And then I thought to myself, you know what? You should put God on it. It was like a voice in my head. And I said, because I keep my finances in this book. Like I keep a book of just everything, and I just sit down and every day I just if I just look at it, because sometimes we hide and we forget about it, we escape it. But the
Yeah,
more you, so I keep it and I just write it. In addition to whatever's on the computer, I just write it. So I'm looking at it every day. And then one, I was in the shower and I was like, you should write you should just put God on it. And then I was like, yeah. I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to take my book, my financial book, and I'm just going to, I don't know. I didn't even have anything in specific to write on it. I was like, you should just write on it and put God on it. And so I was going to write something. I didn't even have anything in my head that I was going to write. I was just going to I'm going to write something on the book. So God is on it. By the time I got to my computer that morning, I had a message. It was from some investment account that I had from a while back. And it was like some administrator, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, we noticed something, whatever, whatever. And I didn't know what it was, but I was just like, I just responded quite, I was like, yeah, I'm available today. Let's talk today. Blah, blah, blah. They're like, we got to talk to you about your account, whatever. And then I called them back and they were like, oh, we noticed whatever, blah, 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 blah. And we made a mistake. Like you're actually owed, more. It was twice what I was having problems with. It was two times, and they were like, "Oh, it took them 10 days. In the next 10 business days, your joint's gonna be reflected." Blah 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 blah. And I didn't even have a chance to write in the book. I just thought it, and it wasn't even 2 hours, dude. It wasn't 2 hours. It wasn't 2 hours. So I'm believing that for you. I'm believing that that's going to be small. I'm believing that all these things are going to be repaired.
and it's a testimony. I always felt like it wouldn't. For some reason, I had a gut to say no, do not do it. You can get that money back because I had a vision board before with a thermometer and said I just wanted to make $50,000 outside of my work, however I get it. I was able to get it, and I'm like, if I can do that, I can do this again. But this time I'm gonna do it legitly, and I know the lesson. I've I learned a big lesson in not having just making sure that I deal with legit people and just being a steward of my money. So man, I promise to God this time, like um it's just that thing right now. I really want to do it myself because it'll be a testimony to a lot of people to help them too because I know people hear it all the time. Oh, Donald Trump did it for how many times, and all the big people do it all the time. It's like, yeah, I know, but if you think about it, they did it maybe because um, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. You see me?
Okay, Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, they did. I don't know why they did it because they know how to play the system or whatever. But like I said, I'm literally thinking with a literal mind. And yeah, I don't know all the avenues, but I know that if I, because what I did was the decisions that I made, not listening to, maybe I didn't listen to him on something. So I'm like, okay, cool. I just want to learn the lesson, and then I just want to be able to, hey, you can be down, but then you can get back up from that. It doesn't matter what you think the amount is, because 80,000 for me right now is like, oh my God, I'm good. Like what? But it's only there because I haven't been there consistently to where I can say a dollar is 80,000. I can feel like what a dollar is not something that I touch all the time in my life. My family didn't even touch that. My mom worked hard, and they knew how to do mattress money. Remember we talked about it. They save mattress money. They get the money, they
Yeah.
stick it in the mattress, and they hold tight to it. They don't make the money work for them. But I had these last 3 years, 4 years, I've been I've been investing in myself. A lot of that debt is investing, paying for programs, paying for books, paying for cameras, paying for gurus, and I've invested and I've learned. It's like me had went to school. It's like me right now. If I think about it, it was like me taking a loan for university, and right now I just got to pay that loan back.
There you go.
But I have the tools now. I have the tools. I have a product, and now I just want to make sure that I have the right people around me to really get me back to the best me. And I'm so excited, brother. I thank you
Cool.
for that.
So is this time good for you next week?
Yes,
All right, cool. All right,
yes.
so next week, next week we'll look at the website.
Okay.
So next week we'll look at the website. We'll talk about that, and then in the meantime, go through, read, and just think, and then we'll go through the website and we'll talk about the whole. We'll talk about the whole. It's go high level. It's a white label network.ai. I'll just refer to it network.ai, but you'll know it's go high level. Same thing.
Okay.
Um, I will set up an account for you there, and then by next Thursday, I will have had a chance to like send you the credentials. Is that email that I have for you? Is that the good? Is that good email?
BB21 LLC at G. Yup.
Okay, so I'll send you like account information and all that stuff on that email. And then by next week, we'll take a look at the website. We'll take a look at um, go high level. You can log in, and then yeah. So by that time, you'll have credentials and can log in. I'll aim to send you credentials by Tuesday. I'll send you. That's what I'll do. I'll send you an email with credentials and some stuff to look at on Tuesday. You can see it Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll chat Thursday.
Okay. We could definitely do that.
All right.
Anything you need from me?
No, man, no, just yeah, just ruminate, think. But yeah, yeah, I think everything is clear. Um, I think the good part is like your product is really big. I think your brand position is really big. I think all of the things are solid. It's really just again putting some wheels on the car. Like the car got no wheels. So it's not as if you have a whole lot of work to do to figure out your brand or figure out who you are or whatever. All those things are there. It's
Mm-hmm.
just really the nuts and bolts of getting the machine together. So that piece, um, I got all I need to put the pieces together. So yeah, just next week we'll look at it. I think, yeah, that's what I think. That's all I think. That's it.
And I'm going to work on my goals again.
Okay. I mean, I think you're fine. I mean, whatever, fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
definitely gonna look on this. I'm gonna like study this thing right now that you've given me.
Check it out. Yeah, check it out because I
What?
think
I'm
it's just a
I'm
glimpse into my
gonna.
mind. But check it out.
This is amazing. This is amazing. We definitely we definitely got to get some more entrepreneurs going your way if you're doing stuff like this. Definitely, I
Yeah, we
got you on
will.
that.
We will. We will. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. But I got specifically that cohort. I think is going to be powerful. I think
Okay.
specifically